Hi, good afternoon. Alan McIlroy here from Berthon International, and we also are the agents for Solaris Yachts here in the UK. Now, being part of the Solaris family gives us access to some rather nice brokerage examples as well throughout the Mediterranean. So today we're going to have a look over the Solaris 50 My Way. Now, we're the agents for Solaris performance cruising yachts. They're built up in Aquileia in the North Adriatic in Italy. We represent the yachts here in the UK, in Ireland and the Channel Islands, up in Sweden and Scandinavia, and also on the east coast of the States. But being part of the Solaris family means that we also have access to the wider Solaris family, if you like, and thus are able to offer nice pre-owned examples of Solaris. Today I'm going to show you over a really rather lovely little Solaris 50 called My Way. Currently based in Liguria. It's a 2023 boat and still in its first ownership. This boat's been a resounding success since its launch in April 23. Actually, we're now up to 50 hulls launched. For a yard that's not building in huge numbers, that represents a very, very successful yacht indeed. It's been very well received. So she's got white GRP hull, teak-led decks, and stepping up onto the bow here we have a carbon bowsprit. Given the fact that the vessel's got a slightly dreadnought bow, the bow roller needs to be extended that little bit further, and of course then you can combine that with the bowsprit to fly A sails and downwind sails off as well. So you've got 3 pad eyes out there on the bowsprit. Nice set of North 3DI sails. Just to go over those, she runs a North Genoa, North furling main on a furling boom, and then a North helix, which is furling asymmetric off wind sail. Quick detail there of the chain locker. Harken CLR retractable mooring winch. Very useful piece of kit in the Mediterranean. Sail locker hatch, and you can see they put a little clear hatch over the sail locker, and that's because in this instance they've actually fitted it out as an additional berth as well. Although it will still quite happily run as a sail storage and so on, it's just you've got the added flexibility there. This yacht has really seen very light use, it has to be said. It presents as new. Flush hatches. That is Solaris through and through. You look aft and it's just a sea of lovely, flush, clean, uncluttered teak. Recessed track for the self-tacking. Of course, the gear there is Harken, and that's for the self-tacking Genoa. Sparcraft aluminium painted rig and furler boom. Again, it's a nice solution, especially if you're sailing short-handed. You can just see the teak cover there, which would normally house the frame for the spray hood. Allows you to go back to very flush deck mode. Bimini over the guest cockpit area. A nice feature of the 50 was the side deck stopping short of the pedestal, allowing you to push both port and starboard wheels, pedestals well outboard. So again, as is the way with Solaris, you've got twin Harken Performer winches fed by 2 banks of jammers, both port and starboard. As I say, 4 winches. The 2 inside winches are powered up, which on the 50 is more than adequate. B&G instrumentation. And here we have the controls for the transom door. The 50 features a completely sealed dinghy garage, which is pretty much molded to the shape of the dinghy. It carries about a 2.4 with either a 6-horse petrol motor or the equivalent, torpedo is becoming increasingly popular, obviously. And just on the transom there you see a little detail there of the gas locker as well. As mentioned, you have B&G plotters, bow thruster, micro Morse controls. Hydraulic backstays. And obviously outboard to both port and starboard we have lazarettes. And those are independent of the dinghy garage. So in other words, you can get as much water as you like into dinghy garage and it's not going to make its way into your lazarettes. There's also a little lift up step on those locker lids for the helmsman. It's just when you've got a little bit of heel on, it just makes helming from windward that a little bit more comfortable. The option with these boats is either one table in the centre or two tables slightly outboard. Unusually, this owner's gone for one that's slightly to port. Again, an additional cockpit lazarette there. Life raft stowage. And again, a really lovely, comfortable cockpit there for guests, and since all of your lines are led aft of that to the 2 winches, it's just a rope-free zone for guests. Stepping below, what is a significant upgrade on this particular yacht is that the interior is finished in teak, which I know from experience is quite an expensive upgrade. But it does add a definite richness to the yacht. So we have teak flooring, then the striped grey upholstery. Nav station, stereo instrument repeater and your switch panel. Just a little detail there of the hull windows. The hull windows are fitted in the saloon, forward cabin and aft cabins. Stepping forward into the owner's cabin. In this instance, the owner has chosen the offset double layout, which brings the head of the bed back to the main bulkhead, i.e. the mast, keeping it in the centre. And then so the berth is out to port. To starboard we have seating and stowage. Hull windows. And then, but of course that does give you quite a spacious owner's ensuite. So a good sized shower stall, thermostatically controlled faucet, as you'd expect, grating and sump pumps. Electric flush WC. Beautifully appointed boat actually, and as you can see, presented in a fairly immaculate condition. Overhead hatches, of course, ocean air blinds, both blackout and mozzie. L-shaped galley, so additional refrigeration, 3-burner Tech and Pex stove in stainless, stainless fridge freezer, well, fridge with ice compartment I should say, really, ample stowage. A bit of stowage again. Stainless sink, mixer faucet, and then you've got bins below. Aft on port, we have a rather nice twin cabin. 2 single berths again, hull window. And there's access to some of the services in this cabin as well. You know, for a quarter berth cabin, it really does have a feeling of luxury to it. On starboard, we have a double. And then the aft WC, electric flushing WC, teak throughout, and then forward of that a good sized shower compartment. And you see the little curtain there as well. That allows you to use the back of that shower compartment as a wet locker for hanging oilskins. Last but not least, a quick look into the engine bay. Which is the Volvo D275. With a second alternator. You can see breakers there for both the main engine and the generator, but a beautifully appointed, well insulated, well presented engine bay. So there we have it, the Solaris 50 My Way, currently based in Liguria, in commission, and for further details or if you would like to arrange a viewing, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you.